Greetings, brothers and sisters. I'm going with a new format on the Apocalypse Now channel, this channel. On my channel, you can see here, there were two videos that I split up. Here's the first one, the original, and it was 47 minutes, and it was yellowed, right? Which meant that they weren't going to run ads. And I knew there wasn't anything in it. I split it up. I said, well, they won't yellow both halves, because the bots comb through it and they find things. And in this case, they didn't find anything. I'm going to refresh this now. You can see here that it, well, I thought they reviewed it. It was another video they reviewed and they passed it through. I don't know what it is. So I thought they reviewed that one, but they reviewed another one and greened it. One of the videos that I've already, I got to find that one, maybe make that public. I don't know. They just suck so bad. But anyways, I'm going to make shorter videos here. That's the outcome. I'm going to make videos every day if I have time, and they'll be shorter. They'll be between 10 and a half hour long, and they'll be just, less effort into that. I probably won't do as many voiceovers on this channel. Once in a while, I'll deal with a comment or something. But just, I'll make videos every other day on my first channel, the Box of Future channel. My original channel. Then I'll make less videos here, or more videos here, but they'll be shorter. So I'll make longer videos on the Box of the Future channel, and we'll see how that all works out. And I might make 2 short videos on either of the channels, split it up. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. But I'm working with the format. They keep on wanting me to make more short videos, but it's not very profitable, and it's kind of just a hassle for me. If they made it easier to make, and they didn't. I've showed you all the quirky things about making a short video, so I have some that are ready to go for my other channel. I just haven't bothered to render them. Some of them are kind of funny ones. I think they're all funny. But anyways, let's get into it here. Okay, like I said, I'll be putting up daily content on this channel, probably at least 5 days a week, so you won't get notified from YouTube. So if you want to see the videos, you're going to have to leave this up on a toolbar or something, this channel. Nelson Mandela's granddaughter dies at age 43. My wife made a joke about Mandela, the Mandela effect, which I always thought was Mandela's, Mandela's. But anyhow, it was caused by a drunk driver. She was, what's it say here? Zoliki Mandela, granddaughter of Nelson Mandela, whose life was tangled up in addiction, a suicide attempt, a battle with cancer, and a tragedy of losing 2 children before she came back from the shadows to embrace his legacy, has died at 43. So there's that. Exclusive. I took Ozempic for weight loss. It robbed me of pleasures in life. I can't stand the sight of alcohol or chocolate. Ozempic patients no longer have a desire to drink alcohol and get drunk faster. Research suggests the drug could impact the brain's reward center. I don't know what's going on with this Ozempic thing. One of my viewers sent me this.
Couple weeks. It's for the greater good. We need you to close your business just for a short time. It's for the greater good. We need you to stay home just a little bit longer than 2 weeks. It's for the greater good. We need you to wear this on your face. It's for the greater good.
Okay, so she goes on from there, as you can imagine, and she's got those crazy eyes and has that annoying voice. So it's not that fun. It's not that pleasant to listen to. What I would say about it, if you go deeper into the understanding of our system, because people who want to blame an elite for everything that's wrong with the world and our system, but who have lots of things they desire or need in the system that's created by the so-called elite, right? That the system has things that you want in it, things that, and advantages and privileges that you have, especially if you're born in America or whatever it is, you're born into a wealthy situation. Some people have it better in the system than other people. There are, there's many more people who are living in poverty. One half of the world is living on $2 a day or less, and so there's lots of people in poverty. So there's a system that favors some people, some groups of people. It's a hierarchical system where you have privileges, and there's a small group of people that have the most, the so-called elite, the people I call the controllers, and then there's all the other people, right, who have some level of privilege, and then some people don't have anything at all on a materialistic level. But the fact that they say it's for your good, whatever she says here, it's for your own good. But the fact she said it's for the greater good, well, it is, because they have to do evil stuff to keep the system going. It is for the greater good to do things that are, consistent. There's different levels of being a so-called truther. In terms of, the initial stages, you have this idea that there is a controlling group of people, which is true. People who have specific levels of privileges and have more power and decision-making process in terms of what goes on. They suffer from the same kind of things all human beings do. They don't get everything they want. They have failures and they have whatever, but they have a distorted reality. And they don't care about everybody else, very selfish, very sociopathic in some ways. But these people run the system to whatever extent, from their, shadow government, secret society type of situation. But at some point, you will realize, you haven't realized it already, the system is corrupt. And it is evil. It's a demonic system because of all the things I explain in all kinds of various videos. And other people, I'm sure, explain as well, or things that you're researching. And the system runs off of evil and deception. And all of us have things in the system we like, we love, we desire, whatever it might be. Addictions, things we don't think we can do without. Privileges that we have because we're born into a better situation. We're born in a better country or a better demographic. I mean, there's levels of privileges, right? There's levels of lifestyle. And there's 50% of the people that are in abject poverty that live on less than $2 a day. And many more impoverished people. And then a small group of people that have a modern lifestyle like most of us who are watching this video have, right? And without the system, we don't have that. Without the system, we don't have the luxuries that we have and the free time that we have and all the privileges we have. And so we're part of it like everyone else is. And they have to do things to keep the illusion going. They have to feed it evil. They have to feed it deception. And that's why it is for the greater good. Like, that's an actual true statement. It's for the greater good to keep the system going. The system isn't good for us. It's taken us in the wrong direction. We're getting weaker and stupider and more entitled and more disconnected with the divinity within us and with our families and what it is to be a natural human. So the system isn't good for us. It's certainly bad for us spiritually in our soul's path and things like this, which I document and talk about. But on a material level, it is good for us. I mean, it's something at least we need. I mean, they're poisoning us and, it's like it's good and bad. I mean, it's not making people better. But without the system, most people are effed. Most people are booped without the system. And so in that sense, it is for the greater good. She's talking about this like they're doing this arbitrarily just to F with people, which may be the case on one level, but on a larger case, they have to do things like whatever they're doing here to keep the system going because they're desperate and the system's crumbling around them and all of us. And when it does crumble, there's going to be a big part of it that sucks. There's going to be things that are great. There are going to be opportunities, and there's going to be things for the future generations that are great. But, for all of us who are dependent on the system and people don't have a plan and, don't have any skills and, can't adapt, well, it's going to be a nightmare. Anyways, so it's more complex than this lady is letting on, right? Senator Divine Feinstein of California, trailblazing and a champion of liberal priorities, dies at age 90. It's not it's not her dropping like flies because she was well on her way. It was just how ghoulish she got, and she was still voting just a couple weeks ago. She could barely function, and they were rolling her out like some, weekend at Bernie's like corpse. You see that a lot more happening, a lot more there. Here's this black bear. It's like an adolescent black bear who usually run away from people. Black bears are less aggressive than the grizzlies. A grizzly will kill you. Black bears usually run away. I've seen a few black bears. They've always ran away when they saw me. But this one's just going to town. And she's not wanting to make it, I guess she's not looking at it because of looking in the eyes would cause it to be, aggressive. Kind of interesting thing. It's just another case where the animals have realized we're bonus holes and they can just come and eat our lunch. We see it with the seagulls and now with this adolescent black bear. It's starting to, it seems kind of friendly. And then again, who knows? At least 20 people sent this to me. So it has the Mike Myers song, music from Halloween. The guy dressed up like Mike Myers and did an excellent rendition of Britney's dance. He doesn't have the dogs. But, he's bringing it, right? At least 20 people sent me this in different forms, some on YouTube. This is on Twitter, some on Instagram. But here it is. But he definitely nailed it, right? He's got it done here. I mean, it's totally, it's synced up with Britney. I wonder how much time and energy it took to do this. But I guess it's going viral. There's so many memes of Britney's dance, and apparently she cut herself and had to have a wellness check after this. David Beckham defiantly kisses daughter Harper, 12, on the lips again as she applied makeup before Victoria's PFW show after defending divisive display of parental affection. We'll get into this in a moment. The Golden Bachelor, my wife and I saw this. There was an advertisement for this on Hulu. The Bachelor, they have all these exotic dates and lots of partying and going to whatever it is, rodeos or going to all kinds of things, right? And when you get older, you just can't keep that kind of pace, right? I mean, that type of you just want to go home and take a nap. Like there's no Golden Bachelor, but here I guess the guy kisses his daughter on the lips, which is just always creepy. Kissing people on the lips who are not your significant other, I think there's a level of intimacy that, especially with somebody much younger than you or your kids and things, just really weird. Well, I know there are people that do this and they'll get upset when I say that, and don't bother. Like, you don't have to explain to me how kissing your kid on the lips is appropriate. It's I mean, I don't think it is. Like, you're not going to convince me otherwise, right? This was supposed to be a sign from God.
And of our world is truly in the hands of what Martin Luther King Jr. called the creatively maladjusted. Maybe minorities, sexual and gender minorities, have something to teach the church about dying to self, about new life, about... That was unnecessary. That is not a sign of God.
He said that's not a sign of God. Well, then why'd you say that, right? That's great. That's a wonderful moment there. So this happened as well.
Now, as we've been discussing this morning, it is the financial provisions of this Emergencies Act that are particularly concerning to many. The federal government is saying banks have already started to freeze the accounts of people involved in the protests, and they are...
So this was the truck protest, I guess. And this is the woman in Canada.
This is what we've heard from Krista Freeland about these measures.
If your truck is being used in these protests, your corporate accounts will be frozen. The insurance on your vehicle will be suspended. The consequences are real, and they will bite.
Remember, they had this truck protest thing in Canada.
It is time for you to go home. And let me also be clear that we will have zero tolerance for the establishment of new blockades or occupations.
Somebody just sent me this on Instagram, but this happened about a year or two ago. And the part that they sent me, that she was talking about how banks could just seize your assets. And this is an example, and I say this all the time, that when you protest, it always backfires. It's always a power grab for the people who are grabbing power, who you're protesting against, right? So you're protesting against something, and then they grab even more power and make it even worse. Then there was this. These are masks. So I'm just going to mute this here, but you can see they're banging and putting together masks, that people would wear. This is during COVID times, I assume. They're laying on the floor. This is a dirty room. People have they're on their bare feet and they're being folded on the floor. They're just laying there. This kid, there's young people in there. Maybe their hands aren't clean. It's a sweatshop, probably hot in there. People sweat getting on it. And I mean, just feel the sterility. So that's hilarious. This guy, Corin Lindsay, headed to IR with heart-related issues. So there's a guy who's a starting center for the San Diego Chargers, and he has some kind of heart issue, and it's going to cause him to, says here, it says, ruled out for Sunday with an illness, but he will miss at least 4 games. He was already ruled out for Sunday with an illness. He has a non-emergent heart-related medical issue. It's happening more and more to athletes. Barack Obama sent script notes to Netflix's new disaster film with Julia Roberts and scared the F out of its director, told him, you're off by a few details. So Netflix upcoming disaster movie Leave the World Behind, based on a 2020 novel, and remarks the first fictional movie from Barack and Michelle Obama's Higher Ground Productions. Barack included the novel in his 2021 summer reading list and was personally invested in perfecting the film adaptation so much so that he sent his script notes to the director. So that, Then there was this, this is a young tennis player, professional tennis player, I believe, from England.
Rapunzel invites her friends Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty to live in the other 2 flats. And
So Cinderella's cut off her hair.
in return, they give her money each month, which helps her to repay the money she has borrowed. After a while, she receives enough money to buy more towers for more people to rent.
So Cinderella is a businesswoman with a shaved head.
Rapunzel is now a free woman who earns lots of money and is able to live well. She even has some spare money which she can use to buy a share in Cinderella's new and exciting sports shoe business.
Yeah, exactly. Cinderella has sports shoes, glass slipper. She's into commercial real estate.
Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty and Rapunzel are all successful young women. They have used their brains, imagination and good sense to earn enough money to look after themselves without a Prince Charming in sight.
Exactly. No, they don't need those Prince Charming.
They decide to start a special club called the Fairy Godmothers, where they use their money to help other clever young people with brilliant ideas. And guess what? They all live happily ever after. What a great story. So in the end, the princesses didn't need a prince to save them. They set up their own businesses, saved their money, and then spent it very wisely. Rapunzel could have bought herself lots of ice cream, but instead she was smart and bought the tower.
It's a proven fact that women can be successful in business, that women can make lots of money, and they can hold, powerful positions in corporations and do things men do. It's maybe debatable that, there's things that men do better, things that women do better, but women can do that. It's not some astronomically hard thing. There are some things that women aren't as good at, whatever, sports, different things women aren't as good at. There's lots of things men aren't as good at in terms of women, especially, giving birth, which is exclusively for something that women can do, right? But I've said this before, it misses the point, because the most important job in any society, and there's maybe a few exceptions, but overall, the most important role that you have, human beings have roles and different roles that they play, and the most important one is the mother. The mother is essential to the family, and the family is essential to the health of the human population, right? The human species. The family is what we're designed to live in. And village-based families based in the mother are essential. And women are the arbiters of morality, and they help guide people towards spirituality and God. And women have a natural ability to be healers, which is another thing cut out of allopathic medicine, which is a very masculine medicine, right? And so this role of a mother, mother being attuned with nature, mother being spiritual, mother being, loving and teaching the children and her husband how to love, all these things are essential to healthy human civilization. It's the most important role to keep human beings having natural, and it's the role that's been destroyed. Women has been destroyed because they're saying, well, yeah, you can do this one thing, being a mom, but there's this other thing they're not letting you do. They're not letting you be in business. They're not letting you go to work, right? It's some kind of a better deal. And, in some cases it is. You're doing this thankless work at home that nobody cares about, and you don't have any money and power, and the man is running your existence. So you should go out in the world and make money and abandon this other role that's the most important role for a healthy human civilization. And that's what's happened, right? And femininity is being destroyed. People have thought that they're destroying men, but it's not that. They're destroying the woman, they're destroying the mother, and then you become dependent on the system, and you get disconnected from God and from nature and your morality, all these things that women are there to uphold. Good women who are, the Lakshmi, the Indian term of Lakshmi, the wealth of the family, right? The gift of the family. I should make that video available. I forget what it was called. I could make it available to members if people remember it. Leave it in a comment. A lot of people like that video that's about motherhood and women. It's an older video. I talk about this extensively in that video. But feminism misses the point because, yeah, women can do some of the things that men do, and they can be successful and financially successful in these other things and not need men in that sense. But, it misses their true gifts and their true calling and their true responsibilities. And even though being a mom oftentimes is a thankless role and it's underappreciated, it's a necessary role, and there's a reward on the divine level for upholding your duty, right? If, other mammals, like other mammals decide not to have kids, various other types of, animals decide not to have kids, not to raise kids and just have a, more independent life, right? Then the whole species would disappear. Like we see this happening in rich countries where men and women are choosing not to be married in Europe and America and other wealthy, other wealthy parts of the culture and the society, and they're going extinct, right? And that's what happens. So yeah, you can do that, right? It's not like it's that hard a thing to be successful in business. There's lots of dopes that do it. There's lots of people with very little talent that are able to be financially successful, but that isn't necessarily what you should be doing, right? It's not, inherent to your goal and the path of your soul. Anyways, if anybody remembers those videos, those older videos, you can leave a comment here. A couple of videos I think that I want to have people request some of the old videos again by title, and I'll make them public for the members on my other channel. But anyways, let's get back to it here. I took my son Elon Musk to a boop party when he was 9. Tesla CEO's father says his son was in love with Amber Heard, and Depp blames him for the breakdown of the marriage. Grimes is a bit of a nutcase, and AEIA12 is a weird name in an exclusive interview. So his dad's coming out as being, kind of weird. So here are a bunch of self-driving cars that cause a massive traffic jam in Austin. You know, exactly. Mexico's President Obrador blasts U.S. aid for Ukraine, advocates for more Latin American funding. Don't give your money to them, give it to us. Okay, so that's all for today. Like I said, I'll more than likely make a video tomorrow and do a video every day here. Shorter videos. So I'll probably make, a video, longer videos on the other channel every other day and videos here at least, 5-6 days out of the week. We'll see how it works out, but I think that's better to do it that way. Only spirituality will save this world. Its power model definitely points for the apocalypse and the ascension. Everyone have a blessed day and be grateful.